Hi, you guys. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah.
It's
This
so
is
nice,
Matt. I'm Carolyn. Hello.
Lynn and Matt. And then where are you guys located at?
We're in Grandville, Michigan, which is like 7 minutes outside of Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Okay. My cousin went to college in Grand Rapids. I'm actually from Michigan.
Oh, well, I'm
Yeah.
sure you're glad you're not here right now. It's pretty cold and snowy.
You know what? That is so true. Oh my gosh.
Wow, things are rubbing it
I love the icicles though. It's
in.
so
Ooh.
good. Like I love the when the snow's white. I don't like the brown snow or when it gets like all muddy from the trucks and stuff like that. But when it's a nice clean blanket and the icicles, that's really fun. So tell us how you guys decided to get into Airbnb.
Well, we lived in Lansing and my kids live in Granville. And it
Okay.
was like, how do we get a house that's closer to Granville and the kids
Hmm.
and be able to afford it without just like coming out of our budget?
Right.
So it was really more of like a cost savings move to begin with.
Okay.
Yeah, so we purchased this home that has 4 bedrooms in it. And so we started off by just Airbnb-ing out one of them individually. And then
Okay.
we added a second one. And then we added the whole house because we have our place in Lansing. So if the whole house gets booked, we can just stay in Lansing.
Okay. That's
And
I love
then,
that. So then you guys originally bought it with the intention of like, okay, I can't really afford this, so I right out the gates, I'm going to start renting a room. Was that the
yeah, we moved in July, and by September, we started renting out rooms.
Okay. Okay. Cool. And then so then you just started doing it like July, yeah?
A year and a half ago.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And then what keeps you renting the space out? Is it basically money for the kids and all that stuff?
So, well, we ended up expanding more that we convinced his parents to purchase the duplex across the street that we also Airbnb. And so it's just, and we've bought another house
Yeah, we
to,
closed in about 2 weeks on it.
yeah, that's also down the road.
I love
Um,
you
yeah,
guys. So you're just collecting properties right now, huh?
right. Well, we both realized, I think COVID really had an impact on everyone, obviously, but for us, it really made us think about how we want to spend our days and
Yeah.
realizing that working the traditional 9 to 5 job tied down to that just isn't really what we want to be doing.
Yeah.
So, trying to figure out how to have more flexibility in our lives and enjoy the way that we make money more.
I That's what brings me to keep doing it too, because I love selling real estate, but it can get so stressful. Like
Mhm.
my phone's ding donging right now with multiple counter offers and yada yada. And it's
Yeah.
just sometimes it's fun to just like plant the succulents and the cactuses and make things pretty and all
Right.
that stuff.
Yeah.
And do you guys really love the people that you meet through Airbnb too?
Definitely. We've made some really good friends already who we like continue to, remain in conversation with and invite back over just as friends. We have one that we've done actually like a business deal with. So just like he just came out of nowhere, was like, "Hey, you guys are awesome." Hung out with us for 3 days and then like now he's one of our BFFs.
Yeah. So we bought a lot. I don't know how familiar with Grand Rapids if your brother went here, but there's a lake about
Our
30
sister.
minutes north of us. And we
Okay.
bought a spot that's about an acre on the lake. And
Wow.
we're going to be building like a long-term, place to rent there too. So,
So we're trying to do something similar with our Michigan property. We have my grandparents bought 10 acres back in the 70s. And so my sister and my cousin and I bought that. And there's a house up front, but I think we're going to start a hip camp in the back. So we were there this summer with a brush hog, going all around and, deciding our little spots for the site. And, but yeah, you guys, I would love to see pictures of that acre property and all your properties actually. So that'll be one of the things, like when I put this on the internet, if you send me the links to them, we'll put that in the description and make
Sure.
sure that
I
people can come see ya.
I prepared like I have the link ready for my profile because we have 7 listings right now and that's still just the beginning. So I don't know if you want all 7 of them separate or if you just get the like my profile page and all of them are just there.
Yeah, your profile is fine. And then
Okay.
that way people, they won't get confused and they can go see all of them at once.
Yeah.
I
It's a nice
love it.
way
So
to do that.
7, you guys, this is so cool. So you guys probably have some examples of like your greatest challenges or hardships then, with 7. You want to talk about that?
The hardest part is like planning for emergencies that you don't expect.
Right.
Like literally the second guest that we had, Carol and I were going to bed and we're like, I hear something, like it sounds like a hiss. And I like listen downstairs. I'm like, I think it's just the hot water heater like filling up. Turns out we blew the hot water tank out and had, about a foot of water in the basement and didn't even realize it
Oh
while
no.
we had a guest there. And it's like, how are you gonna, you're just not planning for these types of things, you know what I mean? And it's like, obviously the hot water going out is one thing, but it's like people like can't get the app to work and they end up locked out, or I think that's what the biggest challenge is, like checking people in, because we try to do it all electronically. So that when they sign up, they get their email, this is how you get in. And then they're like, don't look at it literally until they're at the door. And they're like, how come we can't get in? So it's
2 a.m.
difficulty is really just planning for these things that you don't know that are going to happen. It's not the guests that are the problem. It's the trying to anticipate what problems will come up.
And a lot of the ones though that we've had in the past, we've been able to like, our welcome messages are huge of like any issues that we've had, of being able to just be upfront about things.
Because longer and longer, right?
Right. I know. I'm like, here's 5 paragraphs. I hope you enjoy reading. But it's helped a lot. Like we've had issues where people think that they get the entire house when it's very clear to us that it says home share, private room, like I think that's pretty clear, but
it's
now
$30 a night.
Right.
We're not getting a 4-bedroom house for $30.
But now we're very intentional of like, it's just a room. You have to share the bathroom with other people, like, just so that issue can not be one anymore.
Yeah, I think having like a clear welcome message probably eliminates 95% of problems.
Yeah, it helps out a ton.
I wanted to ask you guys if you're using a particular type of lock. Oops, maybe I'll stop my video for a second so that it gets better. Yeah, let's see.
But yeah, Matt had mentioned earlier about an app. And so at the duplex, we have the August app. So you had to just buy a special lock and it all connects through Bluetooth, is it?
Yeah.
And it's really like, it's able to connect with Airbnb so that when somebody makes their booking, it automatically sends them the email to download the app and has all the instructions for that as well. And so I'd say probably 80% of people have no issues figuring it out on their own. And then like 15% just need a little bit of guidance, but there's like about 5% that it's like, you know what, we just got to a point where we got a keypad. And so for some people, we're like, just punch in the numbers. It's not worth trying to explain this to you.
I have a combo box for worst case scenarios, like that has just like the old realtor combo box, but we've been using Blue Home. And that one works really good, except for sometimes their code goes to spam. So then it's like, they're checking their email and like, it never goes to spam for me, but for a lot of people, whatever reason, it'll go to spam. So then they're like, same thing. I'm at the door. I don't know how to get in. I'm like, I'm on an appointment and I'm busy for an hour. But yeah, it's good to tag team it like that though. So Daniel, my boyfriend, and I do, kind of work it together. He handles most of the appointments and all that stuff, but yeah, it's neat. So let me ask you guys too, Michigan prices, I haven't looked very much recently, but for the sake of education, do you mind sharing a little bit about like how much you paid for some of these properties and what you're renting them out for?
So we have our whole house that we stay at in home share. We call it the Barnhouse.
Okay.
So we have 2 different rooms that we use for that. So they get about like $40 to $50 per night. And like, we do have it available for the whole house. I think it's $350 a night right now.
I think right now it's at $299.
$299.
We just got a hot tub. So we're playing around and changing our prices based on that. So we're kind of in flux right now with that.
But at $300 a night, we get booked every night in the summer. So like May 1st through September 1st, we could have it booked literally every single night.
Yeah.
And 300 a night. That's
Yeah,
good.
and we paid 181 for the house, I think, and that was in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And then the duplex is 225. My parents paid for it, and it's 2 apartments, a 1-bedroom on top. They get in the summertime like 150 a night, and there's a downstairs, and that gets like they get it for 250 a night or $400 for the whole house. And they're pretty much booked every night too in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So from essentially May 1st to September 1st, there's no availability.
Mm-hmm.
So when is you guys' slow season? Is it like right now, January, February?
Well, we did really well in December and January.
Yeah, November was kind of slow, but this is our first fall
Yeah.
with like both houses, but that one also as the whole house. And so we're still trying to get a feel for it. And we also think about the added layer of COVID, right? We were expecting a lot of people to be staying upstairs because it's a 1-bedroom. So it would be really comfortable for like people who are in town for business. They're here for a week. They want their own private space. So we thought that would be really popular. And it hasn't been quite as much as we were anticipating, but we just assume it's because travel's down.
Interesting. Yeah. And sometimes the 1-bedrooms, it is like people are traveling a little bit less for business and stuff like that right now too. So that's probably affecting you guys.
Right. And our home shares are normally like Sunday night through Thursday night is usually people in town for work.
Yeah.
So we're booked every single night for those rooms at our house.
Yeah, we're at the point right now where we have 3 different people who throughout the week stay in those 2 rooms, and we're booked every single night. Like their schedules just mesh so well with each other that like one of them leaves and the next one comes, and and so we're booked every night.
Regular week. They come back over and over again.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of people are in town for work and they like it and they're like, hey, I'm gonna be back next week, and we get along with that.
Yeah, which is huge, and it's a bonus for everybody. They get to feel comfortable where they're going. Right. Yeah.
That's and you have the anticipation of like what the guest is going to be like. They're not going to ask this and this, and
right. Everybody already knows what to expect, and it's just really comfortable. So that's been really nice because
they know that when they show up, Matt and Carolyn are having drinks in the hot tub.
The kitchen might not be as clean at the end of the night as it was when you've arrived.
Right. The kitchen's destroyed and clean in the morning.
Funny. Yeah, the hot tub's fun though. I remember we don't usually take a guest that it comes and says my host canceled, because there's a lot of scammers on that, but there was a couple from Michigan that messaged us 2 years ago, and they were like, it was New Year's Eve, and they're like, you guys, our host canceled, like we're from Michigan, we just landed, we don't know what to do. And I was like, all right, they're from Michigan.
You gotta trust a Michigander. You gotta.
Exactly. And that was at a point in time that we were renting out just the bottom lower unit. And so they ended up at our New Year's party, and then we really liked them, and we invited them down to the boat with us in San Diego and hung out with them for the weekend.
Yeah.
Then in Michigan, when we went back this summer, we got together with them. So
it's so cool how you can just meet people, and like some of them you just mesh with, and you're like, oh, I want you in my circle. It's nice to.
Yes.
Wes is the man. We love Wes.
Matt loves us.
So you guys have 7 right now. What is the future goal and plan with all this stuff? Are we going for more?
Yeah, we close on a house in about 2 weeks, and
that'll be just one more listing.
Yeah, well, maybe we're really intentional about finding a property that also fits like how we want to have our lifestyle.
Yeah.
So we can't put a pool at our house, but my kids really love going to her parents' neighbor's pool. Okay. So like, all right, when we get our Airbnb, we have to get one with a pool.
Next one's going to be one with a pool. So we just waited until one came in with a pool, and there were a few other requirements we had too, but.
Right. So this one essentially is like a ranch with a finished basement, and the basement has a separate entrance. So we might be able to do 2 units, depending on if there's a demand for it.
Yeah, I'm the type of person who has to be in the space to really get to know what I want to do with it.
Right.
So Matt's over here talking like, Carolyn, what about this color for the cabinets? And I'm like, I don't even remember what it looks like. Like, that's slow down.
We bought that house, I think we got it for what, $221 or $212 maybe. And I think we'll get probably $500 a night for it.
Wow.
In the summer. Yeah.
With a heated pool and stuff like that, I think we'll really get it. So
because we're in such a nice location too.
How many people you guys rent that one to?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh no, did my internet?
We only
How
heard
many people do you guys rent that one that you're gonna plan to rent it out for 500? And
It's gonna probably be
Oh,
just a single family, so it's just gonna be
probably 8.
They could fit 8 for easily in there.
Yeah, there'll be room for people to sleep in 8 beds, but we're playing around with like how to set up the living room a little bit different so that more people can sleep there more comfortably.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, I love the plan and it sounds like so much fun. You'll definitely have to keep me posted with the pictures when you get the pool home and all that stuff. On our way out, do you guys have any like tips for other Airbnb hosts, like landmines that you stepped on when you first started renting or anything like that that we should tell them?
I think an important thing for people to remember is that you're in the industry of customer service.
Yes.
So just being flexible has a huge impact on how people view it and how they treat it as well.
Right.
And we're both very personable, so it's easy to like talk to people and make them feel comfortable and things like that. But that's all of that's so essential to finding success.
Yeah, and it's a real practical tip, but everything you buy should be white. Sheets, blankets, whatever, because you can bleach it. And you'll think like, oh, I'll get these cute sheets, and next thing you know, one person puts a stain on them and you can't get it out. So buy all your linens in white.
Yeah.
We do all white as well, except for I do a makeup towel because it just like wrecks, our white towels when people, and I have had people dye hair in my Santa Ana house.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, we got some nice bright pink.
We've had like a few people that have like kind of like, I don't want to say abused the space.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't had like any real damages or anything like that, but it's like they'll dye their hair in the tub and they go through all the drawers and they take the nail polish and they're drawing on shit.
Well,
it happens. It's always the kids that have the problems, not the adults.
I think so too. I think
lots of people smoking pot in the house and not sharing it.
And not sharing it. That's the real crime.
You guys are awesome. So when I go back to Michigan, we'll definitely get in touch and maybe we can meet halfway in the middle somewhere because our property is in Richmond. So kind of over towards the thumb more.
Yeah.
A little south though. So, but yeah, Grand Rapids, I want to show Daniel the sand dunes on that side of the state, and you just don't have them, by Lake St. Clair or anything like that.
No.
So
yeah, you really got to go north too for those.
Yeah.
I guess we kind of have a dune-esque.
Yeah, what are you talking about? We got dunes all over the place. Right?
Okay, but they're not as impressive, and you know that.
Well, but, to somebody from California, I guess like our beaches are like a big flat dune, but
right.
Yeah, I think it was really.
Yeah, I totally forget because when I think about the beach, I'm on the beach. I'm not looking back behind me at the fact that there is a lot of
tons of them
stuff
everywhere.
going on.
Yeah. Well, you guys keep up the good work. I definitely want to make sure. I think we're connected and friends on Facebook already, but if not, let's make sure we do that. And I will, I got your link here in the chat, and I'll definitely send some people. Okay.
Awesome.
Well, it was nice meeting you.
Thank you so much for your time. Yeah. I would spend more with you if my phone wasn't going off right now.
Oh, no worries. We understand.
For you guys.
All right. Take care.
Thank you. Good stuff.